Day 1. I woke up in darkness to the familiar sound of my phone's alarm at 4 a.m. As we lumbered about the house, dressing ourselves in the clothes that we would be wearing for the next 5 days, the anticipation became palpable, a strange contrast to the quiet of the early morning. We piled into the trusty Toyota, and thanks to Jen Ludwig's sleep sacrifice and driving skills, we made it to Long Beach with 5 minutes to spare and filed into the ferry. The ferry ride carried the same mixture of excitement and eerie peacefulness. At 6 a.m., most of the city was still asleep, including some of the boys. The trail began with us going to the trailhead store to purchase isobutane, then immediately making our way through town to begin our hike. The road walking quickly gave way to dirt paths and also quite a bit of elevation, 2,900 feet. Everyone handled the hike amazingly, possibly because we started at sea level. We lost count of all the bison along the trail. Their droppings were an ever-present reminder that we were in their habitat. As we rose in elevation, the views of the marina and the Pacific were amazing. The water took on the quality of the Mediterranean, with deep blues and light turquoise near the shoreline. Lunch was enjoyed at a park near the Hay Press Reservoir. It was a great chance to rest our feet and backs and replenish our energy. It seems like everyone enjoyed some combination of protein and tortillas. We were also able to replenish our water. Halfway through the hike, we were treated to our first trail magic, an ice cooler full of water bottles and a shaded awning. At mile 9 or 10, the grade became pretty brutal. We rested when needed and made it to camp around 4 p.m. Couple of things to note. Gummies were shared in abundance, there was a shower at camp, which many of us utilized, and I had a great one-on-one with Rich. After dinner, we shared gratitude and challenges for the day. Most shared that the elevation was pretty brutal today. Some, Jason, Ryan, Nate, also noted that their pack had some fit issues. Ryan shared how amazing the views were and how God holds us in an even higher regard than the rich landscape surrounding us. Rich shared how great the Swedish fish were on the trail. God met us in many ways. What a blessing to be able to share the trail with so many awesome young men. Day 2. Woke up at 5:30 a.m. to the serenity of a quiet sight. The sun had just risen, clouds extended into the horizon and covered the surrounding hills. Spent the morning slowly breaking down camp and doing my Bible study. We set on the trail around 8:30 a.m. Today's hike would take us from Blackjack Campground to Little Harbor. A welcome side trip on the route was a detour to the airport in the sky. We saw a bison. It came within 10 feet of us, as well as 2 indigenous Catalina foxes on trail. Lead to paralysis. You know. The boys all ordered burgers, and I had a breakfast burrito. Oh, smart. You got charged? So grateful for the conversations with all the boys on the trip. God is glorified when we sharpen each other's faith and bring clarity to His purpose for our lives. The trail was pretty chill today, with multiple opportunities for rest with shade as well as plenty of downhill. Our campsite was amazing. Steps away from the beach, the boys immediately changed and went into the ocean. We had a small scare when the boys found a spot to dive into the ocean. Jason sent it a bit too hard and hit the water on his back. Thankfully, after being checked out by some medics, we were assured that he was okay to continue on the trip. The water looked and felt amazing. I'd put Little Harbor against any European Riviera. Points of gratitude. Jason was grateful that he didn't get seriously hurt and that we were all there for him. The challenge for him was making the choice to jump, and he really hoped that it didn't ruin the trip. Issei was thankful for lunch, as well as a view while going down to the campsite right before Little Harbors. Also, other generous campers gave them free steak. Rich's big challenge was that he didn't get to have a cookie at the airport in the sky, but was thankful that they had the breakfast burrito when we arrived. Ryan held gratitude for an amazing breakfast. Seeing the clouds that covered the hills, he was in his happy place. The hike was more fun. He wasn't thinking about all the elevation, and also all the food. The burger and the views from the airport was amazing, and doing worship on the cliffside. I was grateful for being able to walk on the ridgeline with everyone, and for being able to have a great conversation on the trail. Caleb was grateful for water, how cool the beach and sand was, and also for doing worship and the sunset dinner on the cliff. Nate was grateful for an amazing night of sleep that helped heal him, and also lunch, and the beach was beautiful on the campsite. He also mentioned that he missed home a little bit. Day 3. We were slow to start today, as we stayed up late sharing stories around the campfire. Thankfully, the routine was simple. Break camp, eat breakfast, bathroom, hike. We set out back on the trail at 8:30 a.m., the verse of the day in our heads. On the trail, we met a nice German man named Karsten, who was doing the hike from Two Harbors to Little Harbor after docking his powerboat on the island. We set a brisk pace. In 1.5 hours, we went 2.5 miles and climbed 1,200 feet of elevation. Miles went quickly, and we ended up in Two Harbors by 11:30 a.m. The total mileage was 5.5 miles, with about 1,300 feet of elevation. We shambled into town and had lunch at the local restaurant. With the beach as our backdrop, it struck us that this felt more like a resort than some backpacking destination. Our spirits were high, with the boys capitalizing on their cell coverage while in town. With 2 pizzas in hand and our provisions restocked, we headed to the camp spot. Unlike Little Harbor, which was tucked away to the right of the beach, our campsite at Two Harbors was right on the edge of the bluff, steps away from the beach, with a striking view of the harbor itself.
All that I am for all that you are, my Lord. All that I am for all that you are, you're the pearl beyond price, greater than life. All that I am for all that you are.
We spent most of the day at the beach. The boys skipped rocks, and some jumped off cliffs into the ocean. It was an amazing day. Rich turned to me and stated what we were all thinking. This is the life. Today was a day of rest. With an easy hike and time to relax, we're preparing for the next day's challenge. Day 4. As a group, we committed to an early start today to beat the midday heat. Most of us rose before 6 a.m. We were able to get on trail by 7:10 a.m. Today promised to be our most difficult hike. I read about this in my research, and this was confirmed by hikers we met on the trail. Miles were initially easy, but quickly became more strenuous after the 2-mile marker. The climb was intense but doable, with the heat being fairly mild today.
Jesus, I surrender at your feet. Yes, I want more of you and less of me. More of you and less of me. Jesus, I surrender.
We reached the summit of the hike only 3 hours after starting, stopping for lunch at 10 a.m. A side trail took us to an even higher vantage where we could enjoy the surrounding mountains and valleys.
Go.
Bonus miles, let's go, let's summit, come on. After this, it was a quick descent down to Parsons, with only one extended sketchy section where we slid and stepped gingerly. Upon arriving at Parsons Landing, the isolation was the first thing to be observed. None of the showers and water spigots from other sites were present. We set up our tents upon the rocks while the boys went off to explore and jump off more rocks. Issei found the skull of a pelican. This place holds a wild beauty, and I feel so privileged to be able to enjoy this remote place with the boys. So much gratitude for this trip. One additional memory, seeing the boys, Issei, Ryan, and Caleb find so much joy picking through rocks on the beach, and punctuated by narrowly escaping the rising tide. As I watched the sun set with the boys, I couldn't help but get a little sad. After the summer, Caleb will be off to college. Things will be largely the same, but also different. I'm drinking in the sweetness of today. God is so good.
As a deer pants for the water, my soul longs for you, God. Like a stream of milk and honey, Lord, overflow my cup. I bring this perfume to your feet. I pour my love here on my knees, longing for your heart.
Day 5. Our final day and hike out to Two Harbors was bittersweet. With the end of the trail looming, talk of hot showers and home were common with the group. The boys were roused from sleep at 7:15. I was able to secure extra water from other campers for our group for the hike. It's been a pretty calm morning. I think the end of the trip has put people in a somber mood. The sky is overcast, diffusing the light and casting a beautiful gray over the waters. The hike was easy and the miles flew by, but the views were particularly spectacular today. As we passed more than a few of the camps that Catalina is known for, Jason, Issei, and Caleb were literally sprinting to the end of the trail. Here we go. But we all crossed the finish line together. Good job.
Yes.
Good job.
Oh, I did first.
Good job. Good job. Yeah. TCT done.
Through here.
What an accomplishment. God is so good. Healing Jason, giving us safety and provision. This was a trip of a lifetime, but then again, that's been every trip so far. Where will we go next?
Just to have me cover